Hello, my name is Ryan Ulrich.
I'm Alexa Dollar.
And I'm Kenny Kuzma.
And we're here to talk about
Okay, so the first thing that we're going
tires!
to be talking about today are the tire treads. Now, there are two main reasons why you want to check your treads. First reason is that as the treads get thinner and they're wearing down, the thing that you want to avoid are blowouts. As the tire treads get thinner, a hole starts developing in the tire itself, and what happens then is that you lose the tire completely once it blows out, and you lose a little control of the car, if not all of it. Now, the second reason you want to do it is because if you get into an accident with tire treads that might lose traction because of the overall depth of them, you will be held accountable for it. Now, there are two main tests that you use to check the treads. The first method is to use the quarter test to make sure that it's safe enough to drive. The second test that you want to use is the penny test. This is to see if it's legal. Now, first we're going to use the quarter test to find out whether it's safe to drive. And if I get my hand over here and whatnot, you should see that George Washington's head is safely below the tread. Now, let's just say that the tread is not safe. It doesn't pass the quarter test. Then you'd have to go to the penny test, which is to see if it's even legal. Now, the quarter test is 1/8 of an inch, and if your tread is below 1/8 of an inch, then you're in trouble. This is 1/16 of an inch. If your tread is below 1/16 of an inch, then it's illegal. So if I put, now obviously it's above 1/8 of an inch depth, but if I put the penny in here so Lincoln is facing me, then you see that the depth is very good and it's very legal. So basically those are the two reasons why you want to check tire depth, tire treads. We'll edit that out. That's why you want to check tire treads. And right now we're going to be going over to Kenny for how he's going to explain how to check PSI.
The next thing we're going to be checking is tire pressure. Checking the tire pressure is important because if your tire pressure is unequal on your tires, your car will tend to steer towards or away from whichever side that tire is on, depending if the pressure is too low or too high. The first thing you want to do when checking the tire pressure is to see for the recommended level. You can find this inside of the car door here, or on some cars right on the door itself. Now we're going to check the actual tire pressure. In order to do that, first you want to remove the dust cap. Once you've done that, you want to take the tire pressure gauge and just press it down onto that little knob. After you've done that, it'll show you how much pressure is in the tire.
So the last thing we're going to talk about is actually changing the tire. It's important to change your tire because if you get a flat, your vehicle can easily run off the road and you can be in a lot of trouble. So first thing you're going to do is if you're out driving, you can pull off to the shoulder on the road when it's safe and first set your car into park, okay? Then what you're going to do is turn on your hazard light. So then what you're going to do, take your parking brake, which is on the left side of the vehicle usually, and press it to the floor to lock the back tire so your car doesn't go. Alright, so next thing we're going to do is we're going to pop the trunk to get to our tools. So for some cars there is a release button here, and for other cars there is a small lever at the back of the trunk. So we're going to open up our trunk, and inside, after pulling off the cover, we're going to find our wrench, our jack, and our spare tire. Since we're at home, we're just going to use our jack, but for now, let's take off the bolts.
Ready.
Okay, so next thing we're going to do, we're going to take our wrench at a 90-degree angle for plenty of leverage. We're going to take it and put it right here onto the load. We're going to make sure that the handle here is far enough away from the car so that when we lift it up, it's not going to scratch it. So we're going to be here on one knee, take the wrench, and push up to loosen the lug nut. After we felt that it loosened, we're going to straighten out our wrench, and we're going to twist to the left, because remember, righty-tighty, lefty-loosey, until our lug nut comes off. Here is our lug nut. It's right here. Now, say perhaps that you're not the strongest person. What you're going to do, back to 90 degrees, make sure that it's up high so you can get plenty of leverage. So we have this on our car. We're going to brace ourselves on the car and step here, push with our weight.
Having a little trouble there?
We're going to be here, we're going to go up, push down until it releases. so that way we know it's loose, and then once again, straighten it out and turn to the left until our lug nut comes off. Yay! That was hard! Alright, so we're going to make sure that we leave at least 2 lug nuts on so that we can keep the tire on when we jack the car up. So, we have our jack in place after checking. Here we have an indicator as to where the jack is going to go. If you're using the one that came within the car, there is a spot under here where it has to go. But since we're using our own, we're going to make sure that our jack is on the actual frame of the car. So, we have it set, and what we're going to do is jack the car. Okay, so now we have our tire off, so what we're going to do, we're going to spin our wheel until we get one bolt here facing up. Then what we're going to do, we're going to take our tire, stand it up, roll it over here, back it into place until we can see the bolt coming through. Place. So now we see it's lined up. We're going to pick it up. Place it until we're back onto the bolts. You want to make sure you can see all 5 of the bolts. That way your tire will stay on. Now, we're going to take our lug nuts and we're going to get them started. We're going to place them back on. You want to do this in a star pattern so your tire is balanced. Take it here. Okay, so we have all of our lugs tightened back up again. So we're going to take this off, and now we're going to release the jack. So using one like this, all you have to do is turn it counterclockwise and you'll see the car drop. Then you can pull the jack out from underneath the car, but then after that there is another step. You have to come back over here and you have to tighten the lugs up one more time, and this time you can use what we said before and step on it, or if you can, muscle back down from here. And then after that, come here, take your wrench without tripping over the jack, pop the trunk back up, put it back into
Thanks for
the
watching.
Hope you learned a lot.
and remember,
Check your tires!